That's a Texas sweep, man. Houston Texans, that's no more. 7-2 Denver Broncos. That's what we're here to talk about. Your Denver Broncos getting it done this Sunday, getting it done any way they can. Need your thoughts, your comments, your reactions to this Denver Broncos win. Let's go right about now. Welcome in Broncos country to the Denver Bronco Roundup podcast, brought to you by Rocky Mountain Sports Network. We have an amazing sponsor, Morgan Trinkets, and we have an amazing football team that just continues to prove it. I'm trademarking this right now, Jody. The fourth quarter horses. That's what we have in the Denver Broncos, man. Getting it done in the fourth quarter once again. Celebrate, my friends. Celebrate. That's a victory.
That it's a big win. Our defense played incredible today. No touchdowns. I don't want to hear C.J. Stroud went out because your best player on defense was out. Who is the defensive player of the year? Who is probably more impactful than what C.J. Stroud is on the offense? So, incredible win. Bo was not sharp today. No one was really sharp today. I know receivers not making, tough catches. But when they needed it, 11 points in the fourth quarter, clutch 2-point conversion, Franklin with a great catch there. And, I need to see Bo Nix run the ball more. I mean, 2 big runs there right at the end. Why do we wait till the end to do that? Incredible. Keep this going and go Buffalo. We need Buffalo to win today.
Yeah. Maybe we'll be rooting for other teams, obviously. Let's widen this gap as much as we possibly can. But, man, this team, man, I'm telling you what, even the posse, man, coming in here, Martin's coming in and says, oh, yeah, Broncos win, baby. Oh, yeah, Martin, thanks for coming in over on YouTube, celebrating another Denver Broncos victory, man. I just keep on coming in here on post-game reactions, talking about another Denver Broncos win and another victory. I told you so. Go Broncos country only. Hello, Keith and friends, says Ernie Mays, man. No doubting for Ernie Mays. He says I had a 31-15, man, so I was a little off, 18-15, not too bad. And the Dutchie coming in, saying I haven't watched the game, but sounded like a defensive battle. It was a defensive battle. You talked about it, CJ, out of this game. It does change the complexion of this game. But let's face it, man. Even Davis Mills was in there dealing at times when called upon. But it was just a defensive all the way across the board for the Texans and for the Broncos.
The C.J. Stroud hit, I'm glad the refs picked that flag up. He was not sliding. I mean, it almost looked like he tried to stop and fall on his butt. He wasn't sliding, and that was a shoulder shot.
Yeah,
from Chris Abrams. That was a legal hit, and I'm glad they picked that up. Offense, really, I would say this is not a good game for Sean Payton because he just abandoned the run. Dobbins was breaking up big chunks, and then he wanted to throw Nix all game for whatever reason. Nix was not sharp, but when they needed it, 11 points in the fourth quarter, led another game-winning drive, 2 touchdowns. Just keep building on this. It's the best defense you're going to see the rest of this year. And this defense, Zach Allen, he was a monster today. He was all over the field. They couldn't block him all game. I mean, they had to chip with running backs and different things, but they couldn't block him. He was a monster today.
Yeah, like I said, defensive battle. That's how it ended up coming down and being a victory. We're going to be victorious with 3 horsemen, man. I'm going to welcome in the Rocket Man, Trevor, the Rocket Man Salzman. We miss you, man. Missed you last night. He's here today, though, man. It was, I'm like I said, man, huge defensive battle in this one. The defense stood up once again in this matchup because it was only field goals that went on the board. Defense on both sides of the ball, but the Broncos offense get it done in the fourth quarter. Welcome in, Trevor.
Thanks for having me, Keith, and excited to be back. Miss you guys as well, and I apologize for the internet issues lately. It's been a mess, but not a mess. Broncos right now, I mean, again, offensively, yeah, we can talk about it, and Bo Nix not his best there, like Jody said, but defensively, this is the best defensive team we've seen since Super Bowl 50. I'll just go ahead and say that right now. I mean, I know that when with CJ Stroud going down, I get that. That had a big impact on the Texans offense. Obviously, Davis Mills is not a starting quarterback in this league. He's missed plenty of throws downfield, but this Broncos defense just shut this Texans offense down all game and really kept the Broncos offense in it. I mean, really gave them a chance. I think more than ever, I want to give the Broncos defense a ton of credit. Again, the Broncos offense continues to have their struggles, but they still, they're battling through that. But while they're battling through that, you have one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the league on your side, keeping games close. They're going to give you a chance week in, week out. That is something to be proud of. And if you're Sean Payton, a play caller on the offense side of the ball, and Bo Nix, because you don't have to have a perfect game. You don't have to be Joe Flacco, who just throwing for 4 touchdowns to get a victory because your defense can't stop the opposing team. Your defense you can count on week to week, and that is something that I take away this season. Best defense since Super Bowl 50, and I think that this defense can only go up from here. We'll see where this offense goes. Still some holes, but I think this offense is trending in the right direction, and certainly trending in the right direction in the fourth quarter when it counts the most.
All right, a little bit more of the posse here before we get into more thoughts on the game here. Graham's coming in and says, Bo Nix, fourth quarter, magic again, but is it sustainable? We got to give fans credit for sitting through the stress. Broncos fans should be given healthcare insurance just based on these fourth quarter comebacks alone. Graham, thanks for chiming in and being a part of the show. Karen over on YouTube as well saying, hi all. Can someone else read this comment, man? Because all of a sudden my eyes are like giving me issues, man.
Karen says, hi all.
Go ahead.
Go, Jody.
Hi all. I was so nervous at the end, but the ending was fantastic.
Yeah. Wasn't it though, man?
I will say on that, though, I kind of prepared myself because I expected this to be a defensive battle all game. So this is what I kind of expected all game.
And I got Patrick Wiltsey in here, and I got this one all queued up, at least with my eyes. Aloha, boys. Why do these plays keep happening in the fourth quarter and not the other 3? Jody, I'll go to you first, man. Why is it? And Patrick, thank you for the 100 stars coming in here, being part of this post-game reaction. But why do we struggle, man, in the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden, struggle through 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden the fourth quarter, we can just turn it on and it works?
One thing I think is play calling. He lets Bo get a little more free with himself. He lets Bo run. Bo runs. Sean Payton, whether you like it or not, he is going to lean on this defense, and the defense is going to keep us in games, and he wants the game close. I don't know that he wants it close, but he knows the defense is going to keep us in games. So the run game, I think, running Bo kind of out there being a little more free. And some people just have that magic gene. I mean, John Elway had it, the clutch gene, and maybe that's what Bo has that. So it might just be one of those things. I will say it is one thing why I think Denver's sniffing around another tight end and a wide receiver. When Bo is not throwing dimes to wide receivers, it seems like they have a hard time doing any extra to make a catch for him, and especially today I noticed that. Pat Bryant came up clutch with some big catches, but there isn't a wide receiver that, that has went out and extra to make the big catch, and I think that's why they're sniffing around for it.
Yeah,
and maybe we're missing Mims more than more than we know. I thought it might be a benefit to this offense. Maybe it's not.
Yeah, we might have a difference of opinion, like we had maybe in the messenger before. I saw a wide open Evan Ingram for a touchdown that was luckily, redeemed by a Cortland Sutton touchdown instead. But hey, this offense they struggle for like 3 quarters. They turned on the fourth. It's when it's go time that we put all the cards on the table and let things loose, and it works for this team. But it works also because, like you said, Jody, the defense is out there and they take care of business and allow the offense to be in position in most games, not the Giants game, but in most games, to be in position to come back and get a victory fairly easily. I got to get to the comments, though, really quick, gentlemen. We got Clayton coming in here and saying, hey, guys, smash that like and share button. Don't say it enough. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button. But really, guys, anything that you can do, we want to get more Broncos country in here celebrating these wins every single week. Good friend Kurt Valente celebrating, coming in saying, let's go, baby. Win any way you can. 7-2, baby. 7-2. Kurt, I wouldn't have guessed it if I had to. That we'd be 7-2 at this point. Happy Sunday, family. Let's go. Broncos country only. Thursday night at home. That's our next game, guys. We cannot wait. And Phil McLaughlin coming in and saying, dropping some stars too. He says, good afternoon, Keith and Rocket Man. He says, thank God for our D and Zach Allen. I'm on oxygen now. Phil, thanks for the stars, man. Appreciate you coming in here, rocking, being a part of the Denver Bronco Roundup like you are. Seems like every single episode, my friend. Thank you so very much. But that D, and specifically Zach Allen, I was nervous when Zach Allen went down. It was a chip to the ribs. We'll see exactly where he pops up or if he pops up on the injury report. But this defense was legit in getting it done. They keep us on oxygen, though. Before you got on, Trevor, I trademarked them. These are the fourth quarter horse Broncos, man. Fourth quarter horse Broncos. I'm telling you, man, the fourth quarter, man, these Broncos, that's what they're just amazing in what they're able to get done. Your thoughts, man, with Phil's comment here, anything on that or the rest of the game, feel free.
Yeah, no, I was going to comment real quick on what Jody said too. I mean, also just Sean Payton's got to start running the football more and, in the first half. J.K. Dobbins should not have taken this long for him to get going in this game. I think at one point he's averaging 6.2 yards per carry. By the way, this is a guy that came off a 111-yard game last week against the Dallas Cowboys. I get it's the Dallas Cowboys, but you still have some leverage in this game with J.K. Dobbins. I thought Sean Payton got to him way too late. I thought 4 carries, I think at halftime he had. That's way too little. You need to have J.K. Dobbins involved. Feed the hot hand, feed J.K. Dobbins. And, kind of just wanted to wish that we've seen more of that today. But, I mean, credit to this defense, what Phil was talking about. Yeah, I mean, it really is. It was Zach Allen, but it's just his defensive unit and just in general. I mean, Hufanga making plays left and right. He was all over the field today, and you're going to see that on film. All over the field making plays. I think one point in time he almost missed a coverage, and he went all the way down to bat that ball away with Nico Collins, that ball to Nico Collins, and that would have been a huge play in this game. But it's just the personnel and the execution on this defense is really outstanding. And yeah, is it sustainable? Yes, but they're going to need their help from the offense side of the ball too, and that starts with your play caller. You got to have more of a balanced attack today. Would like to have seen that. Hopefully going forward we can get there at some point in time. But love to see what you're seeing from this defense today. And again, Davis Mills, not a starting quarterback in this league, so that helped too. But this Broncos defense just really stepped up, and as they continued to do pretty much most of this season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was helped out with Davis Mills, but I want to get to Michael Ronquillo coming in here, dropping some stars as well. Thank you, Michael Ronquillo, the Ronk himself, man. He's on a streak like no other, helping us out here over at the Denver Bronco Roundup podcast. Good afternoon, Keith, Trevor, and Jody, and go Bo Broncos, blue and orange hearts. Mile high salute as well. The one thing that I would say was we never really got ahead of the sticks. I know that we were passing a lot on first down, but that didn't necessarily net us enough yards so that we were always playing second and long, third and long. It felt like we were a lot of 3 and outs today. At one point, the time of possession was just way out of whack. it becomes difficult to continue to try to want to run the ball in those circumstances. But you're right. When they did get the opportunity, it was there. Need to find a way to get that enveloped into the offense early in the series of downs so that you can go ahead and run on first down, hopefully get some success and continue that success. Get shorter blocks of yardage. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So it's shorter on third down, especially. Third down conversion was not good today.
No, it wasn't. Well, and also, Keith, this defense was able to put on this kind of performance without their best player today in Patrick Surtain. The fact that you're able to hold the Houston Texans to 15 points today, and really Houston, talk about running the football really quick. Houston could never get a run game going either. So that's credit to Denver up front for getting pushed and pushing back on that, making Davis Mills really push the ball down the field and really worked in Denver's favor in a lot of ways. But you be able to do that without Patrick Surtain is absolutely huge. And Riley Moss, huge shout out to Riley Moss today too. I thought he played really well.
Really well. No pass interference calls is Phil McLaughlin. I saw you mentioned a little bit earlier. Pearl coming in here, our amazing sponsor or owner of the company that is our sponsor. What a game. It was a nail biter. Yep. Once again, Pearl, the Broncos have pushed us to the edge of the seat during the fourth quarter, but came out victorious once again. Good friend Jeremy Dressler coming in says, "What's up, fellas? Go Broncos. These close games are stressful." Yeah, and don't forget, Jeremy, to stick around for the ones that seem like they're out of reach, because the Broncos seem to come back on those ones as well. Big Buffalo scored. I saw that one in there, so we're happy about that. And Phil just jumped in with a question. I'll just put this up on the screen. Do you think Bo rushed some passes when he was actually had guys open? Jody, you were the one that was saying it was the receivers that need to step up. But would you give criticism like Phil is possibly giving criticism here to Bo Nix and saying that he maybe rushed some passes when he actually had some open guys in the field?
Yeah, like the overthrow to Ingram that should have been a touchdown. I mean, he double clutched it. That throw, the second to last drive when he threw across his body, he had Ingram and I think he had Pat Bryant both wide open right there that could have got you probably a first down if he'd have just set his feet and thrown. It's like he's sometimes gets in the mind frame that he's and he is a good thrower on the move and stuff, but he'd rather throw like that than just settle down, settle his feet and throw it. So he did miss throws. It wasn't an accurate game from him. But when your quarterback's off just a little bit like that, you need receivers that are going to go up and make some plays for you. And, other than that first down that Pat Bryant had on 3rd and 10, I didn't really see any receivers go make a big time play for him. So that's just an opinion of mine, but he was off today. It wasn't his best game, but again, he was clutch on the last drive and in the fourth quarter, and you outscored him 11-0 in the fourth and 7-2 and on back home again.
Very good. Trevor, this came with 100 stars from Phil again, so I'll get your thoughts on this one before we go to another comment. What are your thoughts on Bo Nix and his style of play, I guess?
Yeah, I first want to shout out Phil. Phil, thank you for the stars. I really appreciate everything that you contribute to our shows, and can't send enough love your way. Really appreciate it. And yeah, Bo's accuracy wasn't great today. I mean, I know these guys, Keith and Jody, can both chime in on this, because in the chat, that's what I was saying. I was saying that like first quarter. I mean, I knew you can tell when Bo's off and when he's on. And this game, I mean, he's 18 for 37. With 173 yards. I mean, there's at times where there's underthrown balls. I thought, you can try to give your wide receivers a chance. I understand that, but when there's balls underthrown the way they are, at times when he steps up in the pocket, it's a throw that needs to be hit right into the chest. He makes it a little more complicated than what it needs to be. Again, I'm not trying to say Bo Nix needs to be perfect, but these are small things that are going to add up as this team pushes on to the playoffs, that you have to correct now into the regular season. So when playoff time comes around, you hit those throws. And so I know there was a pass to Courtland Sutton right over the middle of the field that he should not have been as complicated to for Courtland Sutton to catch as it was. And a ball, obviously, you can hit him in the chest. Evan Ingram, too, same thing. That's got to be a touchdown. You can't miss that. That this is the NFL. It's ain't college. You have to be able to hit that throw. So want to criticize Bo a little bit for his accuracy today, of course, but I think when it stepped up, or when it was time to step up, Bo Nix did step up today. He hung in there. Again, this is part of the process of Bo Nix. Can't forget, this is year 2 of Bo Nix. He's going to have some growing pains. He's going to have to get over those growing pains and continue to get better as a quarterback in the NFL. I think we're seeing that this season from Bo.
Yeah, I'm going to go around. I mean, we could start picking on the defensive side, but maybe some stars of the game. It just happened to hit me when you were talking here, my friend. Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant had an outstanding game. He snagged that one off the turf. He was snatching balls left and right. Pat Bryant for this offense where we didn't necessarily see a big game from an Evan Ingram. Obviously, Marvin Mims is out. Troy Franklin had some catches. Cortland Sutton had some catches, but Pat Bryant, man, Pat Bryant showed up big in what he was able to do and continues to show what he might be able to do as this team, like you said, Trevor, was going to grow and progress and get better, hopefully, as we make that run to the playoffs. Just really quickly, think about your stars. I'll go to you next, Jody, but Karen coming over on YouTube saying, we won in the conference. That's always big. 7-2, hashtag go Broncos. And yeah, I had to renew my health insurance as well, man. After that, again, another big fourth quarter win. Jody, do you have one on offense, a star on offense that I didn't name, or if you need to, feel free to go over to the defensive side as well. Mike, there you go. Still Mike. There we go.
Let me think on the O. On the D, I have 2. I have Zach Allen was a monster, and Talanoa Hufanga was also a monster. I mean, they were calling him out all game long. Both of them were wrecking havoc in the backfield. They both get a co-game ball from me on the defensive side.
Very good. Only thing that matters is the W, says Karen. Absolutely right. Love that we're stacking them up, especially in these close games, unlike years past. Trevor, any other thoughts on the offensive side that you want to, give a star to?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to R.J. Harvey. I think this is a guy that, he had that big touchdown, obviously downfield. He showcased his speed, beating his man downfield. Hasn't got a ton of touches, obviously, in the run game, but being able to showcase what he can do in the passing game is really great to see, and great to see right now. Want to see more R.J. Harvey, of course, alongside J.K. Dobbins, but we unfortunately have not seen that quite yet. So R.J. Harvey continuing to make an impact in this game, downfield, and the passing game, I think is something to mention, and it's to credit to him. I mean, he just being able to run routes the way he does, being able to beat his man downfield, run that 9 route straight down the field and beat this guy, showcase his speed is something that really caught my eye, and I like to see from R.J. Harvey finding a way to get involved, even though maybe your coaching staff hasn't got you involved in the run game just quite yet.
Phil McLaughlin coming in and reminded me it's not just offense and defense. There's 3 phases to the game. Special teams as well, coming in with 50 stars and saying, let's give some credit to Crawshaw. Jeremy Crawshaw out there crushing it today, gentlemen, and kind of getting the corner coffin kick in, something me and Kenny Kirkpatrick kind of reminisced about in a prior episode. If he could get that leg booming with putting it right in the corner like he almost did twice, I mean, guy was just outstanding today. Outstanding. End up flipping the field at necessary times in order to really help propel this victory for the Denver Broncos. Phil, good call out. 50 stars. Appreciate you so very much, man. One other one that I'm going to you got to give a shout out to, and it was kind of shouted out to a little bit earlier, Riley Moss, man. If you're going to be on that defensive side and you're going to be talking about Hufanga and you're going to be talking about Zach Allen, everyone came in here and said, hey, can he stand up? Can he withstand the pressure of basically taking on CB1 responsibilities when the defensive player of the year is not going to be out there, man? Riley Moss went out there. He really put on a clinic today, man. I know he had like one big reception on him that really comes to mind, but that's going to happen. And besides that, no penalties, really locked down Nico Collins and the likes of the rest of the receivers that I was on here just last night talking about being, pretty dang productive. So hats off to Riley Moss, man. I'll go back around the horn the opposite way. Trevor, any other ones that we should name before we get out of here, my friend?
I'm going to go with Dre Greenlaw. I think this is the guy that I called out last week for just those silly, penalty and being able to be suspended for a game. Say last week against the Cowboys when he was suspended for that game. Didn't like that. I didn't like after the game how he reacted to that. Thought that's something leadership wise you should just kind of brush off your shoulder and move on. Your presence on the field is more important. Dre Greenlaw today stepped up, I think, in a bigger way than some think. I mean, and he had a sack as well in this game. I mean, he's not only been able to do what he did in pressure or in coverage, but also getting a sack in there, a quarterback hit. I mean, 8 tackles total today. I mean, is good progress from Dre Greenlaw. I thought today he had a sneaky good game, and I'm liking what I'm seeing from Dre Greenlaw. And I think, again, as he gets more acclimated into this defense, he's going to continue to fit right in and really give the Broncos what they need in that inside linebacker room.
Yeah, Dre Greenlaw, it's nice to see him back out there contributing. Keep knocking on wood when it comes to injuries until I see a guy get a couple of games underneath him. You know what I mean? But looked good out there, and going to be a big piece moving forward. So hats off to him. Anything more from you, Jody? Do we have any other stars that we need to talk about?
I'll shout out Chris Abrams-Drains. I thought he played well today. Stepping in where he did, him and Baird both played well in the absence of PS2. You could see that Denver kind of dialed it back with the blitzes. And the front four were still able to get home. I think they had 4 or 5 sacks in this game. So they were holding up on the back end, and you could see all pretty much the fourth quarter they were wearing down that offensive line, and they were getting pressure almost every play. So shout out to them. Shout out to him. If he can hold this down for a couple more weeks, maybe one more week till fingers crossed he's back for the Kansas City game. Pat Surtain, he's done exactly what he needed to do. So
exactly. 100%, buddy. 100%. Great game for this Denver Broncos defense. We'll continue to break this down. We'll be back with a few different episodes we're going to be talking about. Monday Morning Juice will be back, obviously, tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Me and Kenny Kirkpatrick will go around the NFL. The big breakdown of this game. Me and Jody will be back on Wednesday. The Denver Bronco Roundup goes live, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And again, on Friday, we need to think about that. Ooh. We need to think about this Thursday night game coming up. Okay, stay tuned. Hit that like, share, notification button, because that's the most important. That way you never miss the episode, whichever episode we decide to put out there, man. Big shout out to Morgan Trinkets. Head on over to Morgan Trinkets over on Etsy, Morgan Trinkets Co. That's Morgan Trinkets Co. For all your Southwest jewelry, Southwest pottery, estate gold at wholesale prices. They've been doing it for over 34 years. They know how to get it done. The holidays are right around the corner. Make sure you check them out. Pearl Heater is the one that owns Morgan Trinkets. If you're over on eBay, you can search Pearl Heat and check out Morgan Trinkets and all the treasures over there. Terms and conditions apply over on eBay as well. But Morgan Trinkets, thank you for being an amazing sponsor. Final words, gentlemen, as we wrap up a Denver Broncos victory. It's another one. Love coming in here. Post-game reaction, talking about Broncos victories. Yeah, maybe the offense wasn't fantastic, but they were also up against one of the toughest defenses in the league. The defense definitely got it done. Maybe it helped out a little bit by an early exit by C.J. Stroud, but nonetheless, your Denver Broncos are 7-2, place they haven't been in quite some time. Jody, it's nice to be in here talking Denver Broncos victory, but it's almost time to go. Final thoughts, my friend.
7-2, just keep stacking W's. Stay healthy. Pat Surtain should be back in a few weeks. Tuesday's a trade deadline. Hopefully, or we'll see if they make a move there. I didn't really see nothing great from Mercedes Lewis out there, but it was his first game back in a while. I mean, he's 41. So just keep building on what you're doing. Just remember, you played the best defense in football right there, or you or them, but you played one of the top defenses in football. You hung 18 on them, blocked field goal 21. Nothing great, but you still put points up. You won. On to the Raiders, and go Buffalo.
Go Buffalo, on to the Raiders. Fantastic podcast, says Mr. Ernie Mays. We got a fantastic group of Broncos fans that come in here and support us. Like I said, make sure you're out there sharing this, man. Love to get all of Broncos country in here and just get bigger and bigger and have more and more fun with all of y'all, regardless of the podcast that you're chiming in on. Trevor, chime in with some final thoughts, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, 7-2. That's all I got to say. I mean, you find ways to win however you can. You're top of the AFC right now, tied with New England and Indianapolis right now for the top of the AFC. So, I mean, keep rolling. I mean, that's really what it is. To keep stacking those wins, like Jody said. But when was the last time you could say the Broncos were one of the top teams of the AFC West just in general? Not AFC West, just AFC just in general. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So, seeing the Broncos continue to win, even if it's not flashy and whatnot, you continue to stack them. You win however you win, and it does. I mean, again, it's all that matters. You get a win at the end of the day. I mean, yeah, we can break down and be kind of picky on things. I get that for sure, and we will continue to do that because we expect more from this team, and you want to hold this team to that standard, that playoff standard that this team can do. So, best feeling that I think I felt about this team in a long time. This is a huge road victory against the Texans. This is not an easy team to face, and looking forward to seeing the Broncos. Even more so, I think in 2 weeks we'll really get that test against Kansas City Chiefs. That's going to be a huge game. Next week's a big game as well. I know it's week to week, but that Kansas City game, I think we're all starting to circle that on our calendars. But hopefully everybody has a great week and the rest of your weekend, and stay safe out there, stay warm out there, and as always, go Broncos.
Love that mile-high salute, buddy. Love that mile-high salute. Hopefully a lot more of them. Maybe some defensive mile-high salutes as we're scoring some touchdowns here in the near future. Get off of this, this Houston Texans defensive battle that we just went through, and maybe be able to put up some points in this Thursday night matchup that's right around the corner, man. I can't wait. I think that Wednesday is going to be a mega episode, man. Mega episode as we're really get into it. Can't wait to talk with all y'all. Michael Ronquillo just talking about a missed leverage play by the referees. Could have made a big difference against Will Lutz in a field goal unit. Had to go back and take a look at that. Maybe we're talking about that on Wednesday. Karen just saying it's awesome being in here. I always love being in here with all the Broncos fans, man. Broncos fans, come on board. Hey, if you're over on Apple Podcasts, over on Spotify, do me a great favor, man. Give us a little bit of a review over there as well, man. That's another way that you can help us out. Remember, you can take us on the go as well. Got to get out of here. Go out there. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy what's left of the week before that Thursday night kickoff, because once again, we're talking about a Denver Broncos victory, everyone. Just keep it rolling, Broncos. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling and rolling back to us. Like I said, we'll be back for another episode. But until then, make sure you keep your boots in the stirrups, guns in the holsters, and, of course, the Denver Broncos in your heart. Until next episode, right around the corner. Have a good afternoon, everybody. Enjoy the week.